El Salvador's notorious CECOT prison trumps deportation strategy and Bukele's iron-first rule. In a striking geopolitical maneuver, former US President Donald Trump has initiated mass deportation under an archaic law, sending hundreds of alleged criminals to El Salvador's infamous Center for the Confinement of Terrorism, that is CECOT. The facility, established under the iron fisted leadership of Salvadoran President Nayib Bukele, has become a grim symbol of his radical approach to crime control. Dubbed the world's coolest dictator, Bukele has leveraged this mass incarceration to cement his reputation as an unyielding enforcer of law and order. Over the past weekend, despite of US federal judges' attempts to halt the process, planeloads of deportees, many accused of affiliations with the Venezuelan gang Tren de Aragua and the Notorious MS-13, arrived in El Salvador. According to Bukele, the deportees, including 238 members of Tren de Aragua and 23 members of MS-13, among them two senior leaders, whoever the Trump administration has yet to substantiate claims of their involvement in US based criminal activities. The legal foundation of this mass deportation traces back to the Alien Enemies Act of 1798, an extraordinary statute invoked only thrice in American history. The act grants the US government sweeping wartime powers to expel foreign nationals deemed a threat to national security. However, critics argue that its latest application lacks concrete justification and is merely a political tool wielded by Trump in his bid to reinforce his hardline stance on immigration. Beyond its humanitarian implications, this mass deportation initiative serves as a transactional exchange between the US and Bukele's administration. The Trump government has funneled $6 million into El Salvador to accommodate these deportees, effectively outsourcing its immigration challenges to a nation already grappling with prison overpopulation. Bukele, for his part, has framed an arrangement as an opportunity to extract intelligence on criminal networks and bolster El Salvador's internal security. In a statement of X, he asserted, "This will help us finalize intelligence gathering and go after the last remnants of MS-13, including its former and new members, money, weapons, drugs, hideouts, collaborators, and sponsors." The Salvadoran leader has also prompted CECOT's self-sustainability, touting the Zero Idleness program, which utilizes prison labor to offset the facility's staggering $200 million annual maintenance cost. While the Trump administration and Bukele celebrate the policy's execution, global reaction have been mixed. US Secretary of State Marco Rubio hailed Bukele as the strongest security leader in the region and lauded his cooperation with Washington. However, international watchdogs and human rights organizations have raised alarms over the ethical implications of incarcerating individuals in such inhumane conditions without due process. The Venezuelan government condemned the move, equating it to historical atrocities, stating the invocation of the Alien Enemies Act is reminiscent of the darkest chapter in human history, from slavery to the atrocities of Nazi concentration camps. Meanwhile, domestic unrest in El Salvador is simmering. Despite Bukele's claim of drastically reducing gang violence, critics argue that the administration's reliance on mass incarceration is unsustainable and fails to address the root cause of crime. With El Salvador's prison population surging from 36,000 in 2021 to over 110,000 in 2024, the country's penal system is buckling under the weight of its own draconian policies. As Bukele forges ahead with his authoritarian crime crackdown, his alignment with Trump's immigration policy marks a significant geopolitical shift. While this strategy may reinforce his domestic image as a crime-fighting strongman and long-term ramifications, both humanitarian and political, remain uncertain.